Hi, all my gorgeous souls. I am Lady Stars of Fire. My real name is Michelle Espinosa. Sorry, I've been kind of coming in and out of losing my voice because I'm an essential and I've still been working a lot. With that being said, I put out the weekly healing messages already from like April 6th through the 22nd the first time. And it was a 2 week instead of a 1 week. But Spirit has me coming back out and throwing a second video out. So this one's just from the 17th through the 25th. But that's because Spirit just keeps hitting me with this energy over and over again. Like I said, it's not a warning. It can be the most fabulous time if you're right with self. But if you're not, then this is kind of like a warning to get right with self, because of the energies that are coming in. And I started saying this as I was doing the videos that I put out on YouTube for all of the astrology, for all of the zodiac signs. As Spirit started giving me this information. But this is an incredibly powerful week, and it can incredibly help catapult you in the right direction for you to be working on for the next 4 months. And then to be working on for the next 8 years. Or it can really be like a boulder that's in the way, that really kind of made you stop and screw up and take a few steps back, and now you got to get your momentum up and get it going again. Because this week is not as it seems. Or maybe exactly as it seems. And that sounds so weird for me to put it that way, but this has to do with Venus is in shadow. Pluto is in shadow. Mercury is like flying through Aries. You have Venus moving in, not Venus, you have the sun entering Taurus on the 19th. You have the new moon on the 22nd in Taurus. The sun, the moon, and Uranus. This week is totally not as it seems. I'm being given like the clowns when you go to the circus. You know that that's not really who they are, you know. I've been saying since Mercury went retrograde that as soon as Mercury came out of retrograde, Spirit was telling me as soon as Mercury came out of retrograde, you were going to start seeing the hyenas that were at the door. I'm being given the fox, which is very cunning. The hyenas again, very cunning, sly, conniving, deceiving, sneaky energy. And that's why I said it's not all as it seems, or it could be exactly as it seems. Do you see through the lie? Because that cunning, sly, sneaky, all is going to be coming from insecurity. And that has a lot to do with us shifting from the age of Pisces, the Piscean energy. And are we coming into understanding that we're moving into the age of Aquarius? Are we still viewing things from that Piscean energy? Because I was saying, as I was going over information that I put out about Venus going retrograde in Gemini, that we're really speaking about tapping into our securities or insecurities and facing them, and really tapping into what we value. And are these relationships in our life valuable? Are we being valued? Are we being belittled? Are there sneaky, sly, conniving people in your life that will say and do anything to get what they need their way? Are they sneaky, hiding things behind your back? It could be exactly as it seems because you're seeing the truth. Or it's not at all as it seems because that stuff's going on behind the back right now. This has to do with us I'm getting like some humble pie. Look, I don't know how else to put it. The way Spirit is giving me this week is it's not all as it seems. It may not be exactly what you think it is. What I'm getting is that song. It's an old song, I believe. A night in Bangkok will make a hard man humble. The energies are maneuvering in very funky ways, but this has to do with, have you come into security within yourself? Have you come into valuing yourself? Have you come into finding humbleness and truth within yourself, in your relationship, and your life, and your purpose, your direction? Or are you going to fall back into that Piscean energy that's fighting tooth and nail to make you continue to hold on to what you've always known? Because what you've always known is not going to be the way it's going to be anymore. You have the sun moving. Okay, first off, the sun is traveling incredibly fast through Aries. It's going to move into Taurus on the 19th. But we still have Mercury, which is in Aries. That's the universal first house. This is your core energies. This is self-awareness, core illumination. Mercury is communication. Communication is all over this week. And the communication is with yourself, with the outer community, but as well as, are you seeing the truth within this communication? Are you shutting up and listening? Are you really viewing it, hearing it, seeing it, sinking it in, acknowledging it into the consciousness? Because Mercury is going to be going over Eris. Eris is who I call Medusa: trouble, toil, strife, injustice. And communication is deep sinking into that right now. Only you know if you're secure, but you don't know if the people around you are secure and if they're feeding you bull. Or if they're full on in insecurities, and because the sun is moving into Taurus, and you're going to have that new moon in Taurus, and Uranus is in Taurus, which is independence, individuality, uniqueness, freedom, inventive self. But it's also self-worth, self-value, self-esteem. It also rules money. It also rules possessions, like your crystals, things that you care about that help you be you, like your cell phone, your glasses, your hairstyle, your clothing, your crystals, things that help you be the better you that you can be. But when you're insecure, those possessions start to become possessive energies. Taurus can be very controlling, especially when it's insecure. So this is speaking to you of, are you secure with who you are? Have you come into a humble acceptance of who you are? Come into the power of who you are. Come into the value of who you are. And being able to hold that space. Find your sacred sanctity with whatever's going on around you. Or it's showing you where the outer world is holding onto that old Piscean energy, being tricked by it. And like I said, Mercury is going to be traveling over Eris, trouble, toil, strife. Neptune is not making the best semi-squares to Capricorn energy, which is Pluto, which is in retrograde. Pluto, which is in shadow, it goes retrograde on the 25th and is only looking at the darker aspects. Pluto is spirit. Pluto is asking you to let go of what doesn't serve you. Become who you're meant to be. Stop serving a purpose that doesn't serve you. Death, decay, destruction, for renewal, rebirth, regeneration. It's the soul fire. It's the flame. Can you find your eternal flame, your authenticity, your true depths of you? But Neptune, which is magic, is not getting along over here. You also have Pallas here, which is Athena, the warrior goddess, with her strategic thinking, and Jupiter, abundance, manifestation, and higher knowledge. But is the higher knowledge coming through because it's in a fall position here? Is the soul fire willing to shift and change and transform and come into its security, its sanctity, its value? Or is it holding on to that Piscean energy and going to get caught up in the cunning, sly, trouble, toil, strife, sneaky, vindictive, deceiving energies, as well as possessiveness, controlling energies? It's a very important week to know thyself and to control thyself, because it's a test. Either you're moving forward or you must take a few steps back because you failed the test and you have to work on it a little bit longer. And this is going to help you move forward if Venus, like I said, which is in shadow, is speaking to you about what you're not secure about. If you face it, it's like I keep saying, the Shawshank Redemption. You have to travel through your rivers of shit to come out clean on the other side. And nobody can do that work for you. Only you can. You can't point fingers for your insecurities where you don't give yourself value, worth, and self-esteem, where you don't believe in you. I was being told in the first round of these videos that I was being given the skunk as a very powerful energy. And there's two kinds of dangerous. There's the dangerous that's in their power, and you can't take them out of it because they know how to be sacred to themselves. They know how to hold space. They know how to not allow their emotions to rule them. And they're coming into their true spiritual, soulful self. They're valuing themselves. And they are able to hold their ground. And then there's the other kind, which is completely acting off of insecurities, fear, trouble, toil, strife, sneaky, vindictive energies, possessive and controlling energies. You're given the skunk because the skunk takes 10 days to rejuvenate its spray, so to speak. But the skunk typically gets to walk through life knowing everybody else is scared of it. Nobody wants to be sprayed by the skunk. Nobody wants that smell, and the skunk knows that. So it doesn't really have to be in insecurity. It does live with its self-security because it knows most everybody doesn't want to get sprayed. So it gets to act comfortable with it, who it is all the time. But only the skunk knows if it's sprayed within those last 10 days. Only the skunk knows if it truly has that power or if it's allowing you to think that because it's in its power. Somebody who wouldn't have that power is coming from a fearful position, coming from a fearful, scared of change, holding on to what they've always known. Sneaky, conniving, possessive, controlling. You also have Neptune, which isn't getting along. It's in a square with Vesta, which is the soul fire, and Gemini, which happens to be the third house, which speaks to you of communication. And communication's trampling over Eris, Medusa, trouble, toil, strife, injustice. Will you come into your power, or will you take 3 steps back because you was tricked by your own ego? I love you guys. You have the power to believe in you. Stand in your power, but do it from self-value. You don't have to be controlling. You don't have to be possessive. You don't have to be threatening. When you're secure, you're able to say no. And that's that. I love you guys. Bye.